What do you do if one of your roommates hasn't paid rent in New York City? Hi, my name is Acedia. I'm a New York real estate agent. For roommate situations, you're either in one of two scenarios. Either you're on a joint lease, you signed a lease that has your name and your roommate's name in one single contract with the landlord, or you're in an individual lease where it's just your name with the landlord and you're only responsible for your room's rent. In these cases, then you're only liable for your room. You don't have to worry as much for now, but if you're in a joint lease, then you're cooked. In these situations, the best case scenario is if your roommate has family, friends they're willing to live with for a little bit while they sublet that room or they ask you for help, whatever they need to have that room filled so that someone who is currently in a position to pay rent is in that room. All the losses are cut temporarily. They have time to just figure things out and then get back on track, whatever they need to do. The worst case scenario is if they are not willing to pay and are not willing to do anything about the situation. In those cases, it is a bit tough. We don't really know fully what's going on, but there are some times when things have gotten a little harsh. I've seen situations where people are going on vacations, booking Airbnbs, and they're just buying really nice things, but they're somehow deciding that they don't want to pay rent. What I've noticed is that in New York City, if you don't bite sometimes, people will eat you alive. In these cases, what I've really noticed in patterns is that the people who don't let anybody get away with not paying rent are usually the people that have roommates that come up with the money that end up paying things off. But the people that are more passive and just let things go on and aren't as confrontational and really lighthearted, those are the ones that usually get screwed over. I have seen some strong cases. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying that you should do this at all, and this is not advice. This is just what I've seen. But there's been some times where people will reach out to the person who hasn't been paying, to their family, to their friends, ask if everything's okay, and then share the situation. That is really motivating. That really has done some moves. I've also seen some people get as much evidence as possible and really talk to the current person there, informing them that they were going to expose the whole situation to everyone, because there are some cases where if your roommate doesn't pay rent for a really, really long amount of time, there's going to be an eviction case on your apartment and you are going to be homeless regardless if you've always paid rent on time or not.